Hey guys, it's Cyber Ninja coming at you live with analyzation. It's a few weeks until my birthday. Honestly, 3 days until my birthday. I'm turning 16, and what I'm gonna be doing throughout this whole week is gonna be a mixture of anime reviews and game analyzations. Depending on what you guys want me to do, like put down in the description below of what y'all want me to talk about. Games, anime, whatever. But it's mostly going to be consistent of games and anime. And now today's analyzation is going to be on Darksiders. Darksiders came out a little while back. No, I got this at a pawn shop. If you can tell by the number, I got this at a pawn shop. Good game, good game. Now, this game is about a post-apocalyptic Earth, like heaven and hell when it's at war on Earth, and someone triggered it. Like it was held off, and like the character you're gonna be playing as is War. You're gonna be playing as War, as you can see in the background. Like you can't see him very well because my tablet doesn't like focusing on things that are really, really close into its face. So yeah, you're playing as him. Once you ride out, you'll start to notice that your power slowly start to decrease from you, and so does your health. Like everything that made you OP in the first place, you start to hear a horn, like probably better than what I'm doing right now, but you'll hear like 3 to 4 times. I can't remember. 3 to 4 times. Yes, 3 to 4 times. And the game is good. Like the graphics are fun. The gameplay is still there. The gameplay is fun as well. The weapons you get are good. Some of them can be handy. Some of them are just there. They're just given to those who like taste. Who has taste. And yes, and y'all might be wondering, is this on Xbox? Yes, it is on Xbox 360. And most of y'all might not be interested in it because those who see this might have an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, so that may still be useless. So regardless, this game is fun. Mostly throughout the whole game, you're trying to figure out who blamed you. Because you're playing as War, and you're actually blamed for triggering the apocalypse too early. Like, the apocalypse was supposed to happen, but when you rode, it was too early for that. And basically, you're being punished for dooming mankind. So you're traveling all around the world, still hack and slashing everything that's on site to define Destroyer. And he'll ask you a question once you get into that game. Would you serve in heaven or rule in hell? And like that's the game that will be asked at the end of the game. And the ending is pretty awesome. Kind of a disappointment when we get Darksiders 2. Like this game was pretty fun. It was awesome. Like you start to play it, you get like your stuff back, you start to level up all your stuff like to basically how you want it. And you get your horse back, Ruin, and he's a fire type. Well, he's a fire horse. Basically, that's awesome. That is pretty fun. Like, who wouldn't love to ride on a horse that's covered in flames? And War himself is pretty good too. Like he's fun to play as. The combos aren't that hard to forget. They're actually very easy to remember once you look at them for a second time. Like literally, it's awesome. And the whole point of it, and you're being watched by this thing called the Watcher, which really sounds like a Joker. And War's voice kind of sounds like similar to someone's voice. I cannot put my finger on it, but it was something. And this will lead us into our next subject, Darksiders 2. So once you play with number 1, go to number 2. because number 1 was awesome, and the ending was kick-ass. It was just, hey, it was like I'm psyched. I'm ready for number 2. I'm ready. Come on, baby. Come on, bitch. Bring us number 2, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, give me a minute. I'm gonna get number 2 out. Here we go. Alright, I'm back. And here's Darksiders 2. Number 2. Limited edition. Like, you can literally get this. This is not something you have to pre-order. Come on. It is not something that you can pre-order anything. Like, you can just literally pick it up in GameStop. If you ask for it, they'll just give you the limited edition one with regular prices. Is not a bonus feature or anything. Like, once you get it, you'll have some things that they'll ask you, like, do you want the full another dungeon and stuff. Like, from here it shows you a lot of things that you can do, and it says, like, in number 1 you play as Death, but in number 2, number 1 you play as War. That's your character. And number 2, you play as Death. Basically, they're doing what they call you're playing as 2 of the horsemen from the 4 horsemen. And, like, there's 4 horsemen. And they made a pact with the Charred Council. The Charred Council is an entity that preserves balance in the universe. And they have unimaginable power. Like, War, Strife, Death, and the other one, it's a female too. They made a pact with the Charred Council in exchange for unimaginable power, just to preserve balance. And the first task was to slay their own brethren. They was a part of the Nephilim. If you don't know what the Nephilim is, it's a hybrid of angel and demon. It's half-blood. Like, half angel, half demon. That's what I mean by hybrid. And on the back it says, wield unstoppable power of death, the most feared and legendary the most feared of the legendary 4 horsemen. Battle the forces of heaven, hell, and beyond. In the epic world, unlike anything you have ever seen before. And basically, it's one person. Like, and this was a disappointment. Like, in number 1, they made us believe we was able to be playing 2 players. That would have been awesome. It would have been awesome, bro. It would have been awesome. Now, let's do some comparison between 1 and 2. 1, like, the only thing that they have compatible is that they come from the same franchise, and they're both 1 player. Now, the difference is, with War, you had to find out who triggered the apocalypse. And another comparison, they both link to each other very well. They link to each other very well. Number 1, you're trying to figure out who triggered the apocalypse. In this one, you're trying to save War. In my opinion, I say Death is more badass, man. Because War, just listen to the name, War. Like, War is gonna die out soon. It's gonna die out. Death is unavoidable. Like, death is everywhere. But the horses, like, the horses' names are actually what are the aftermaths of this certain event. Like, War, his horse's name was Ruin. What follows War? Ruin. Like, you know what happens after War. Like, you see nothing but ruins and everything around. And with Death, he has a horse and a bird, which is another thing different. Like, with Death, with War, he only had a horse, But with death, you get a bird. It's a crow or a raven. More possibly a crow. No. It's raven. It's a raven. I want to say a raven, but some tell me it's a crow. His horse's name is Despair, and his bird's name is Dust. Dust. Yeah, Dust. Now, each name makes sense because what falls after death? Despair. And Dust, I think that comes before or after death. Like, y'all can correct me on that. Y'all can correct me on that on the link down in the description box down below. But anyway, the difference is, in this one you can free roam a lot more. And number one, you can free roam as well, but it was all linked into one story. You couldn't really do much but continue on with the main story. Like, you could free roam and stuff, like kill random people, but there was no side missions. There was just only the main mission. And like, that was pretty much it in the game. This one you can do side missions and stuff, like, and this one has a leveling up system. Like, you had that one in Darksiders 1, but it was mainly to get back your wrath, upgrading your weapons and your health. There's not really the character, like, you'll see the character level up sign, like, that comes in the middle of the screen that actually pauses pretty much everything. Like, that does happen, but not for the character and stuff. Like, you can learn skills, but you have to buy them. And the difference is between number one, you had to use souls. So that was pretty much in anything in that game. Like, you destroy a table, souls. If you destroy a chair, souls. Hell, if you even destroy a car, souls. Basically anything, biotic or antibiotic or abiotic, had souls in it. That really didn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, it was a quicker way to farm for some souls, I guess. And this one used gold, which really didn't make sense. And the combo systems are different in this game. Like, this one is where number 2 really shines. This is where number 2 really shines. You had two sides: the necromancy or the hand-to-hand combat one. Like, the necromancy would focus on mostly magic and stuff, like your surroundings that would actually help you out in battle. The other one was personal attacks, like you actually doing the damage. I don't use the necromancy that much because I like to go up, do the job myself, not rely on others. I only spent it on one necromancy move, and that was pretty much it. I use the rest for the other abilities. And like, in this game, you can actually customize the way death looks. Like, the death comes in many ways. Like, and the same voice you're hearing in this game is the same voice they'll use in Darksiders 1. And this game is pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. Like, you get to free roam, do all that, fight big monsters, and you get a lot of weapons in this game. It's a pretty lengthy game. So is Darksiders 1, but when you actually just focus on the main story, it's kind of short, like a 5-hour game or something, like 5 to 6 hours. This one is actually 14 hours. Like, I don't know the immediate length, but it's pretty lengthy. 9 times out of 10. But in this game, it's pretty fun. If you ask me which one is better, I would more likely recommend this game. Say this game, but if you really want to understand the story, get Darksiders 1, then get this game. Because if you just jump to this game, they'll give you a recap, but you really won't understand what the gist of it. You really won't be able to understand all of it. So, my recommendation is get Darksiders 1, then pick up this. And that's pretty much what I gotta say. Next review is going to be a review on freezing. And that'll be pretty much it. Alright guys, this is Cyber Ninja, and I'll see you next time. Peace!